What's up guys, Pete back here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about surface prep, surface changes, helping you guys find out when you should make surface changes to your bowling balls, why you should, and we're going to be experimenting and testing that with my 900 Global Reality here. As always guys, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, the sub button, hit the notification bell, and let's get into surface prep and find out when surface should best benefit you and benefit me. Let's get into it, guys. So like we said, we're going to be talking about surface prep here and surface changes and why it's important, why it's going to be effective for you, why it might not be effective for you, and we're going to see how it affects me and how it affects my reality here. So obviously, surface prepping always starts with your Abralon pads. These are Vice brand. That's what I like to use. I got different grits here. I've got 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, 500. And what they're essentially going to do, they're going to act as friction appliers basically to our equipment here. So when we're talking about it, we're just simply adding some surface to the bowling ball. And when we do that, that's essentially just going to create some friction. So when the ball goes down the lane, it's going to really grip and dig into the lane, dig into the oil. So it's really important, at least for me, when I'm bowling, especially if I'm on a heavier condition, if I'm on heavier volume, longer patterns, just something when I really need the ball to dig in and create a lot of friction. Surface is going to be really big and important for me. One thing that's important for me, and I think important for everybody to think about first when you're thinking about the surface of your bowling balls, is at the end of the day, every bowler is different. We all throw the ball differently for the most part. We all have our own games. We all have our own comfort levels when we're seeing ball reaction and ball motion. And one thing that we have to take in part is that certain surfaces for everybody and for every bowling ball you have is going to be different from bowling ball to bowling ball and from bowler to bowler. When you buy a ball, you might go and buy a ball that's shiny when you first get it, and yeah, that's how the ball is initially meant to be. But just because the ball comes out originally as shiny doesn't mean you have to keep it shiny, and it goes vice versa. Just because a ball is dull when you first get it doesn't mean you have to keep it dull. It doesn't mean it's going to look good for you just because it's dull and just because that's how it's meant to be. It might look better if you have a little bit of a shine to it. It might give you a little bit of a better look, depending on, again, what kind of a player you are and how you throw. I'm thinking that because since I'm more of a speed dominant player, I'm thinking some surface on the reality is going to benefit me, because I think just the overall dynamics of the ball plus how I throw the ball, I'm going to need that ball to have a little bit more surface. I'm going to need the ball to pick up a little bit sooner, and that will give me a better ball reaction. It'll give the ball more time to pick up and get into a roll and then shape and come off the back of the pattern in the right way. So I'm going to experiment here with a couple of different pads. I'm going to start with a fresh 4,000 grit pad. I'm going to start with the 4,000 pad because that way it's not too much surface, but it is going to knock it off from the lane shine. Now, you guys can see the ball here. I've already surfaced it once, but for the sake of kind of showing you guys how I like to surface my equipment, I'm going to show you anyway. So I'm going to take my pad, and I've got this Tack Up cleaner. You can use any cleaner you want. I usually use either this or I like to use the Storm Reacta cleaner. I'm going to spray the pad first because that will help protect the pad and help give you a longer lasting pad. That way it doesn't clog right up with the dust. And I forgot, I'm also going to spray the ball first. Again, I like to spray the pad, that way it doesn't immediately fill right up with the ball dust from when you're shining it, or when you're dulling it, because once you start scraping the ball, it's going to pick up a lot of dust and residue off. So that way, spraying the pad for me, it's going to help protect the pad and not fill it right up with dust right off the bat. So I'm going to start on the back half of the ball, as you saw there, and then I'm going to clean the residue off now first. And then we're going to repeat the process just on the other side. Do a 180 turn. And then we're going to do it again. So that was our look with the 4000 surface on the Reality, and it looked okay, but that was still kind of the thing and problem that I was talking about with it. It picked up into a nice little roll, and it looked better from what I have been seeing with it, but it's still, as you kind of saw when it came off the pattern, I think it just came off a little too forward and just kind of a little too straight. I didn't really see the shape coming off of it that I liked, but it was still better in my opinion though from how I originally had it. I wish I had some clips from when I've tried to throw this ball again. I would throw it and it would come off the pattern and just go dead straight when it had the lane shine on it. So now I've already gone ahead and done it, but we're gonna then go even lower. We're gonna go to a 2000 surface. I've already applied it to the ball, and we're gonna see how the Reality now looks with the 2000 grit on it. And let's go see what kind of shape I get now at a 2000. Okay guys, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but that was absolutely day and night from what I have been seeing with this ball. That was by far the best reaction and the best look I've had with the Reality since I bought it. So I think it's pretty clear I found a winner as to almost died there. But I think it's pretty clear I found a surface winner for my Reality here. That 2000 finish, that ball looked really freaking good. It picked up into a really nice hard roll in the front part of the lane and just really shaped really solid off the back of the pattern. Now, why does that benefit the Reality best for me? Again, like I said, for me and for my game, I'm speed dominant. So and just the overall dynamics of the Reality, I needed the ball to somehow pick up sooner. So like I said before, there's one of two ways for me to do that. It's either throw it slower or add some surface to it. So I think it was pretty clear that adding surface to it really benefited the ball and benefited me. So again, when you guys are thinking about this and doing this, really think about what kind of a player you are and how you throw the ball. If you think you're speed dominant, you might benefit from more surface on the ball. If you throw it a little slower, a little bit more rotation, more revs, you might benefit from a little bit of shine because you don't need the ball to pick up as early. You can rip the cover off the ball, throw it really slow, send it, and shine on the ball for you if you're that kind of player is going to look better for you because you have the other abilities to just make the ball come off the pattern the way you want rather than me because I'm speed dominant, or you because you're speed dominant, you might need that extra surface to be able to help the ball pick up, help the ball get into a roll, and get through the pins. Now again, there's also levels to where sometimes it's too much. If I took this 500 pad here and really dulled the reality, it probably would have looked terrible. Maybe I'll do that here in another video where I go through all of the surface levels just to see what the bowling balls do and see what they look like. But again, there's points where too much is too much on either end of the spectrum. You can have way too much surface to where the ball just picks up way too soon and then it pukes, or it picks up way too soon and just goes high. You can also have the ball be too shiny to where the ball just scoots right through the break point and never picks up at all. But again, it's all based off of who you are as a bowler, how you throw the ball, and what is best going to benefit you in your game. Speed dominant surface. If you're slower, you probably want a little bit of shine. But again, that's just me, that's my opinion. Don't be afraid to experiment with it like I just did. I hadn't hit surface on this ball yet, so I was glad I did that. So now I know whenever I want to throw the reality again, whether it's up here on house, whether it's on a tournament, again, I'm probably really only going to use this ball when I know the lanes are heavier, when I need a stronger ball, when I have more oil. But now I know if I want to throw the reality, I'm going to hit it with a fresh 2000 surface on it, and that's going to give me the best, most consistent look with this ball. If I have my other balls, like I've been throwing the Gem a lot lately, but the Gem is overall a stronger ball than the reality, so it doesn't need as much surface because it's going to pick up naturally on its own. The Alpha Crux, I've been throwing that ball a lot lately. It's not necessarily stronger than the reality, but it naturally just picks up into a really hard roll and it naturally shapes hard off the pattern. So that's a look that those two balls give me. So again, the reality, just because of the dynamics of it and how I throw the ball, I found the right surface now to where I can get the ball to pick up soon, get into a roll, and come off the pattern with a lot of power. So guys, I hope that helped you guys. I hope that gave you guys some input on surface prep and surface changes, why it's important. And again, keep up. I didn't used to, I do a lot more now, and I've been seeing a lot more differences and results out of it. Now that I keep up with my surfaces on my equipment, I've started to find which surfaces look best on certain bowling balls, because again, some are going to look better one way, some are going to look better another way. It's all situational. But now I know that with my reality here, a fresh 2000 pad is going to give me the best look possible. So as always, guys, thanks for tuning in again. Again, I'm kind of rambling here. I hope it helped you guys. If it did, hit the comment section, let me know. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the sub button if you haven't yet. The notification bell so you're notified when I'm posted. I'm going to have a couple more videos here coming out. I did quite a bit of filming today. So stay tuned. And as always, guys, Pete Freezy. Peace.